Welcome to Modern Family Life and Travel. We bought a gadget that we're going to try out. This is a multi-portion grill. We bought it from the Aldi online store at a reduced price of $6.99. And apparently it's got several compartments where you can cook various things all at one time without the need to use several pans. So I'm hoping that cleanup's quite good and easy. It's 1500 watts. General drip tray here. It is a British plug, 240 volts. There's a couple of pictures on here with ideas of what you can do with it. So let's get it out of the box and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. You've got the marble non-stick coating in the grill panel and in the compartments. There's a drip tray just underneath. Got the user manual. There doesn't seem to be any recipes in here, so I think we're just going to follow the picture that's on the box. Just basic information about cooking food in there. The control with the dial, which has various temperature numbers on there, so you can turn it higher or lower. And basically I think we're just going to follow the picture on the box. We're going to cook it all in one go, so obviously some things will cook a little bit quicker than others, but we'll just see how it goes. We're just trying it out today. So I'm going to give it a wipe down, get my ingredients ready, get it going, and then I'll bring you back. So we're all plugged in. I have switched the grill on with this dial. I've turned it to the highest heat. There is a little LED in here which goes out when it's up to temperature, and I have had this switched on for a couple of minutes, so it is very hot, and you can adjust the temperature as you go along. So we're going to put our meat, into the grill section. And obviously in this section we've got the drip hole which goes through to a fairly deep tray. I'm going to add some bacon in here. I've got fairly thin sausages, so hopefully that won't take too long. And I'll have to move that, not a huge compartment, so I'll move that around as we go. I've got some washed mushrooms here. So we're going to add some beans. So this is marble coated. I haven't added any oil at all to any of these drip trays. It didn't mention that anywhere. We have some sliced tomatoes. There's a little bit of steam coming off. And a fried egg. Now, so far, it's looking pretty good. Just move things around a little. So, just like a normal grilling tray. The heat's rising. And the beans are already bubbling, so I think they're going to cook really quickly. But obviously if you want everything ready at a specific time, you're going to put things in. Some things a little bit sooner than others. You may need to adjust that temperature a little bit as you go along. So I'm going to let these go for a few minutes and then we'll bring you back. So this has been cooking now for about 4 minutes and everything is cooking so quickly and so well. It smells absolutely delicious. Now, like I said, I didn't use any oil in this, so I might be tempted to spray some oil in it. It is non-stick, but as you can see, I definitely think we need a little bit of oil in here. Some things are cooked, the beans are definitely done. And I shall be taking some things off there now. It doesn't actually mention oil in the instructions. But this has literally been on not even 5 minutes. I'd say the sausages definitely need a little bit longer, and the mushrooms. As you can see, the beans are sticking a little bit, so obviously if you wanted to use it properly, you would probably put your beans in last, because they literally cooked in seconds. And I'm going to get this egg out, just check the temperature of those sausages, and then bring you back. So this is our finished product. We've got our sausages, tomatoes. The egg was quite difficult to get out. I think we definitely need a little bit of oil in there. The mushrooms cooked great, the bacon and the beans. The meat didn't take very long at all to cook, but obviously the egg and the beans and the tomatoes were a little bit on the quick side, but literally only a couple of minutes between them. So you'd perhaps get your meat in first and your mushrooms, give it a couple of minutes, put the other things in there, and you'll have them a whole meal cooked in one. It has left quite a bit of mess in the grill. I don't know how clean up's going to be. I shall see how that goes. Obviously the only problem is if you do lift something out and you're continuing to cook something for a minute or two longer, then whatever you've lifted out, so for instance the beans here, they have burned quite a lot on the bottom, but this is a marble pan, non-stick, so hopefully that'll clean up quite well. And it was quite difficult to get the egg out as well, so I'll be tempted to use some oil in there next time. Okay, so we're all cleaned up, which was really simple to do. We just literally took out the power cord and it literally just lifted off. I soaked it for a few minutes in hot soapy water and wiped it right up, and it's come up really nice. So I'm going to do the same food again, but I'm going to do the timings a little bit different. We're going to put the meat in first, then a few seconds on the mushrooms, a few seconds, and then the beans, tomatoes and egg. And I am going to cook it slightly lower this time, just to see if that makes a difference to avoid any burning. I'm also going to put a little bit of oil underneath the egg and underneath the tomatoes as well, and hopefully we won't get that sticking this time. It doesn't tell you to do that in the instructions. They are incredibly brief, but we'll see how that goes. So we're doing the same food. It is a little bit lower. I've been tweaking the temperature between 2 and 3 because it seems to get a little bit too hot and a little bit too cool when I knock it down 1. I put the sausages in for a couple of minutes, followed by the mushrooms, then about a minute later the bacon. Then I left those for about 2 or 3 minutes before I've added the tomatoes, a few seconds later the egg, and a few seconds later the beans, and we're almost done. So I think this time around it's come away a lot cleaner from the pan. Everything's cooked to the way we like it. The bacon's slightly crispy, the sausages are cooked through, I've checked their temperature. The egg came away really clean and didn't break, and we like our soft yolk. And the pan looks a little bit easier to clean, even though it wasn't difficult last time. It does look a lot better. Where the egg was here, it's all nice and clean. So a little bit of oil just brushed in the bottom definitely helped that time, and adjusting the temperature, putting the foods in the right order as well. The instructions don't explain that very clearly, so you have to use a little bit of common sense. But all in all, I think it's a great gadget. The only thing is it's not huge, so it's probably big enough to make one adult meal or 2 children's meals. But I think winner winner. Thanks for watching.